New Datamined trading post items, and some of these are quite interesting, I'm not gonna lie. So let's check some of these out. These have been datamined recently. We have some, dying roses. This is kind of cool. Yeah, I've seen something like this before. We have the little Watcher of the Huntress pet that you can get. That's fine too. Nothing too exciting there. The burnished helmet. Yep, if you're a paladin and you're into that kind of stuff, sure, go for it. Put that clanky boy on. We have a neat little flag spear here. The Champion's Battle Standard. Nice little artesian work shirt. The dynamite's pretty cool. Yeah, so if you didn't know, this right here, steam-wielded artifact extractor. Yeah, so you'll be able to hold this stick of burning dynamite in your offhand. It's kind of cool. I mean, if I was a goblin, maybe even a gnome, this would be a must-have for me. Definitely part of the transmog that I would want, for sure. It's described as faster than a shovel. Garrick's Gearlock. Interesting. Yeah, so that's a pretty cool one. We got a little Drynaic weapon here, it looks like. Purple, though, so maybe Shadow. A few weapons here, that's all fine. Nice little gun. A cool bow. Forge Master's Gavel. This thing looks pretty cool. But remember, some of these items have lore attached to them. What is this? Initiate's bow. Hold on, is this a bow? Oh, it's a staff. I was saying, oh my god, you know what I thought for a second? I thought this was like one of those little shooting dart pipes. I thought maybe this would transmog your bow into like a little shooting dart pipe, and you'd be just shooting those out of your mouth instead of your bow if you transmogged this. That would have been freaking wild. Yeah, no, I got a little bit too excited there. Yeah, it's not a bow. No, it's not a bow. It's not. Yeah, sorry, it's a staff. Yeah, so there that is. Woodsmith's hatchet. Yeah, that's cute. Here, okay, here. Check this thing out. Cool looking cape, right? Yeah, I mean, it's just, in general, it looks fine. It's a cool cape. I probably would use it because I like the colors. Very Lich King-esque. Well, it goes beyond that. The icy gems were gifts of the Lich King to a Valkyrian queen long ago. Damn. That is some badass lore. What the hell? When I read this, I was like, what? I started looking at it more. I was like, oh shit, man, this cape's actually pretty damn cool. But this is not even the coolest lore of the items that can be found in this trading post. Let me show you something else. We move on here, we got a cool little, prototype Far Strider sniper rifle. It's pretty cool, Blood Elfin inspired sniper rifle, sure. We got some other weapons here. A Will of the Titan Forged. That's interesting. Will of the Titan Forged. We know the Titans themselves are people who don't like free will, but that's a cool looking weapon. Soul Render. Okay. Here we go. We're moving on. Battle Plate of the Honored Valajar. Yes, for Death Knights, Paladins, and Warriors. It's a cool looking set. It's a recolor, I believe. I've seen this set before. So this is a nice little greenish recolor. We've also seen shields that look like this before. So we got a Ruby Fellfire Armament, shield and sword. We got a little Val Shiraj Protector's Battle Plate. Okay, that's fine. This is very Fel looking. This is for also Warriors, Paladins, and Death Knights. And then here. What the hell are these? What are these? These are Void-bound battle gear. Void-bound battle gear. We got a Mage and Warlock set here. We got a Rogue Monk Druid Demon Hunter set right here. And then we have a Hunter Shaman Evoker set. What the hell is this shit? Void-bound battle gear. You know what it reminds me of? When I first saw it, I was like, this is a recolor of the Lightforge stuff. I'm like, this is a recolor of all the Lightforge sets. So Void-bound battle gear? Could we be seeing some type of void, I don't know, void-bound army counter to the army of the light? This is really cool stuff. Like I said, this is like an exact replica of the Lightbound gear that we used to see back in the day, back in Legion, when we were fighting next to the army of the light. So I guess Voidbound now is the equivalent to Lightforged, opposite and equal. Pretty cool stuff. I always like seeing this kind of stuff, and whenever these things show up on the trading post, we have precedent before that some of this stuff does end up being relevant to the lore. So it's interesting that they're dropping all this Void-bound gear. Again, equal and opposite to the Lightforge gear. I wonder if we'll be getting some kind of Void-bound class at some point. That'd be pretty cool. But interesting stuff off the trading post. You have to check this stuff out when it does finally drop. The Dragonflight Epilogue Hotfix grants a new title. So if you've already completed the Dragonflight Epilogue, or you're about to complete it now, once you do, you will get a new achievement and a new, what's it called? Title. Champion of the Dragonflights. So there you go. You can always remember that you were, in fact, a champion of the Dragonflights, and put your new title on your name. I have not changed my title since Wrath of the Lich King. I'm still champion of the Frozen Waste, will always be. Okay. Last but not least, for the parsers out there, the boys who just refuse to do mechanics and want to just parse their dicks off. This could be the tool you've been looking for. Yeah, I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I did think this thing was pretty interesting. So this is a new tool where people can take their Warcraft logs and upload them to basically show how their parse went. Yeah, it is lazy. Oh, sure. Yeah, so there's two ways to use this tool. One, it can automatically import cooldown timers for you based on the best parsers runs for your class and spec. That's pretty wild. So I mean, it's literally like a click here, man. Click here right now, and you can get your parse going. The good thing is this will probably make you stand in lava more often, stand in fire more often, and I'll bitch you out more often because I know you're standing there parsing, automatically clicking your cooldown limits. Yeah, so the other thing that it can do is it can also show you, what the person did. So you can actually look at the time breakdowns for particular boss fights based on when certain things happen. For example, one thing that people showed was during T-Swift fights, when the roots come out, people pop their cooldowns so they can burn the roots down and pop off on DPS because it's a multi-target part of the fight. So this is a good way for you to parse. This thing is called, I'll link this article, it's called Lorgs.io. Actually, I'll link the site itself. Here it is. I'm not sponsored by these guys. Again, I just saw it. Sam, speaking of standing in the lava, I linked a YouTube short in Discord. You should react to it. It's only a minute. I'll check it out. Sam, need to get this so he could show off his healing parses. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the plan. So, I mean, if I click Blood Death Knight here, I can see, so this is Gnarl Root, right? I can see when major cooldowns were popped. So I can see when the, Dancing Rune Weapon was popped, when certain damage mitigation abilities were popped. And basically here it just looks like they're popping off as soon as, the fight starts. But you could check some of these out. I mean, the best parse is delayed it by 7 seconds. So that's interesting. So you can check this out from here. Or like I said, you can upload these to the game automatically. And then it'll just tell you when to press the button. So it's interesting. It's cool. It's a good way to get people killed because I know for a fact parsers parse until they die. That's right. They want to. There's nothing more orgasmic to a parser than dying early in a fight, but then looking at that DPS chart and be like, damn, I popped the fuck off. It was worth it because I am at the top of the chart. Glory to me. There you go. So if you're interested in that, I did link it in the chat. I'll link it down below the YouTube video too. Go check it out. Go parse your shit. And die to every mechanic possible.